The film opens during World War II in 1944. Two pilots, an American named Hank Marlowe and a Japanese pilot Gunpei Ikari, crash land on the island in the South Pacific. The two engage in a brutal fight until they stumble upon a colossal ape, Kong. The presence of this towering creature shocks both men, ending their conflict as they watch Kong dominate the landscape. Fast forward to 1973. The Vietnam War is coming to an end and the anti-war sentiment is strong. Government official Bill Randa from the shadowy organization Monarch convinces a US senator to approve a military expedition to a newly discovered island, aka Skull Island. Randa believes the island holds secrets that could alter humanity's understanding of nature, but he doesn't fully disclose the dangers to the senator. Randa recruits a diverse team of specialists for the mission. He enlists former British SIS tracker James Conrad as the group's survival expert, photojournalist Mason Weaver, who suspects there is more to the expedition than meets the eye. The military escort is led by hardened Lieutenant Colonel Preston Packard, who is disillusioned with the Vietnam War's conclusion. Packard's men are excited about one last mission despite lingering frustrations from the war. The team travels to Skull Island aboard a ship captained by Victor Nieves. As they approach the island, they pass through an intense electrical storm that makes their arrival perilous. The team flies into the heart of the storm in military helicopters, preparing for a dangerous mission. Once inside the storm, the helicopters break through to the clear skies over Skull Island. The lush, mysterious landscape is filled with towering mountains and strange geological formations. The team begins dropping seismic chargers to map the island geology. The explosions disturb the island's inhabitants, and Kong, a massive 100-foot ape, emerges from the jungle. Kong aggressively attacks the helicopters, swatting them from the sky like flies. The intense action sequence shows Kong's raw power, and the team is scattered across the island, leaving many dead or stranded. Packard, enraged by the loss of his men, vows revenge on the giant ape. After the attack, the survivors are split into two groups. Conrad, Weaver, and few others, including scientists Huston Brooks and Sun Lin, try to regroup and find a way off the island, while Packard leads the remaining soldiers in their mission to recover supplies and weapons. Conrad's group encounters Hank Marlowe, the American pilot from the prologue, who has been stranded on the island since World War II. Marlowe introduces them to the native Iwi tribe, a peaceful people who treat Kong as the island's protector. Marlowe explains that Kong is not a mindless monster, but a guardian who keeps the other, more dangerous creatures at the bay, especially the Skullcrawlers, deadly reptilian creatures. Marlowe also reveals that the Skullcrawlers killed Kong's ancestors, and Kong is the last of the kind. The largest Skullcrawler, known as the Big One, poses a major threat to the island and beyond. Packard, still consumed by his desire for revenge, plans to kill Kong, believing the giant ape to be a danger. He and his soldiers locate a downed helicopter and extract weapons, including explosives that could bring down the massive creature. As they move deeper into the island, Packard's group encounters various deadly creatures, including a giant spider and a pterodactyl-like bird. His obsession with killing Kong puts him at odds with the other survivors. Meanwhile, Conrad and Weaver begin to understand Kong's role as a protector. They witness Kong in a quieter, more introspective moment, realizing that he is not a mindless beast, but a creature with intelligence and emotion. Weaver in particular forms a connection with Kong after a close encounter with him near the lake, further challenging the notion of Kong as an enemy. As both groups move forward the rendezvous point, the Skullcrawlers begin to emerge. Medium-sized Skullcrawler attacks, killing several soldiers in Packard's group. The survivors flee to the safety, but Packard remains resolute on his mission to kill Kong. Packard sets a trap for Kong, luring the giant ape into a firestorm of napalm and explosives. As Kong emerges from the jungle, Packard detonates the explosive, severely wounding Kong and bringing him to his knees. However, Conrad, Weaver, and the others arrive in time to interfere. Conrad argues that killing Kong will only unleash the Skullcrawlers on the rest of the world. Just as Packard prepares to finish Kong, the ground begins to tremble as the Big One, the largest Skullcrawler, appears. Fokker, refusing to back down, is killed by Kong in a swift and brutal act of revenge. The film ends with an epic battle between Kong and the Big One. The battle is intense, with Kong using the environment to his advantage, and the Skullcrawler tries to drag him down. At one point, the creature nearly kings Kong, but Weaver distracts the creature and Conrad provides a support, and Kong regains the upper hand. In the final move, Kong uses a ship anchor chain to decapitate the Skullcrawler, securing his dominance as the island's protector. After the battle, Kong limps away, but is victorious. The survivors are airlifted off Skull Island by rescue helicopters. Marlowe finally returns home, reuniting with his wife and meeting his grown son for the first time. In a post-credit scene, Conrad and Weaver are detained by Monarch, where they are shown cave paintings with other giant creatures: Godzilla, Rodan, Mothra, and King Ghidorah. This scene hints at the greater MonsterVerse and the impending arrival of more titanic battles.